principi Christi Borghese Romanus Paulus Capitolinien Pontifex Maximus. The OSS and the CIA united in August 4th, 2018, in Augusti Trigusti Adolphus. The transformation is the taxes and the revenue of the CIA and the Catholic Church pay taxes to the Holy Roman Empire. The assassinations of my friends, the transformation of new blood, and the blood to stand up, to be the Polyphemus Ariza and the new Periclean pump of the classic world government. This transforms the Green Party not as Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, but as a Renaissance men and women who transform neutrality to the rise of the quadrilateral positivism and modern absolutismus, with John Paul II, Cardinal Casaroli at the head, Fulbright-Hays Act, and Brzezinski, Zygniew Brzezinski, as the new transformator of modern Fulbright-Hays Act in the war crimes tribunals of the jurisprudence of Bologna University Supreme Court in Hague, Luxembourg, and Brussels. This gives not just credentials, but gives a rise of new women and comes alive in the life of modern neuroanatomy of mankind. This is to the 12th Amendment, and the confusion with the communist Eastern Bloc unites in Amnesty International and neutrality. Gives America 12th Amendment, rise from bureaucratic corporate mafia syndicalism into officialdom, the rise of modern socialismus as the new tree trunk of the new oaks, a new redwood forest of Sitting Bull, and since the Mohawk Indian assassinations by Brito-French wars, the Prime Minister of Canada, Borden, and the new Prime Minister, the new rise of Borden, OSS, CIA, Roosevelt, new economics of cultural foundation, fundamentalism, and the rise of modern, not negative dialectics and material dialectics in paradox to verbal intellectualism, reformation, but to development since the Persian administration 2,600 years ago BC by the Persian Empire that conquered the China Empire and conquered India. The downfall of the British Empire and my friends in the Scotland Yard, Queen Elizabeth rules the world in the real estate and capitalization of America. This principle is the principle of Katarina Milosevic and all of us united in the modern American pantheon. The new redwood forest of the Kwakiutl potlatch from Iraq 30,000 years ago to the Siberian Pass, to Alaska, and to the American Indians. It gives the police academy new fundamental foundation and the rise of asphaltum to the Arc of Triumph, Christ's entry into capital Washington. This gives all of American history, all its leaders, the same parallel as the Roman Caesars, all the way down to Caracalla and modern men in the 1900s of OSS and Garibaldi. It gives them not only the Venetian Palazzo and Via della Corso of the Emmanuel Universal Judesio, the new skin of its transformants. Rome, SBQR, those that are liberated by Rome are liberated because it expands them or destroys them. Polymyphus Ariza rises from the cave, and Ulysses, making him blind in myth, is not making modern men blind, but rising beyond ideological fascism of Moses and Israeli Netanyahu politics with Donald Trump, Berlusconi, and Vladimir Putin. This gives new Crimea access to the new World Congress address and the new political constituency of all mayors in the world as the new cosmopolitan cultural world revolution united. This gives, since my father and I, in memoriam as the president of Czechoslovakian immigrants with Senator Kennedy, as the rise of post-memoriam to Robert Kennedy and JFK, and the jurisprudence in Brussels, Hague, Luxembourg, and now American Supreme Court, in being able to have a fundamentally rise the war crimes in American to come to American Supreme Court. Its essence and its clairvoyance to jurisprudence is very simple, very fundamental, and the rise to American glory, which it deeply, deeply deserves. It is the Union Fulbright Act, and that since Claudius and Constantine, there's a sensibility that has the rise of the Roman Empire. It is not a popular book or fiction. It's the rise of the independence of the American people and the constitutional rise of the Constitution. And that gives amnesty to all mafia and war crimes and the victory of the Arc of Triumph. Since Leonardo da Vinci, Buonarroti, Bramante, Bernini, Benza, Orozco Siqueiros, Rivera, Benza, the new Benza, Orange Square, Amnesty International. Not only the square of the chessboard and the pawns of military fascist quadrilateral definition of fascism, but the new optology of the whole cloth. It gives the canvassing of the expanded space, the new dioramas, to all the art dealers in Europe, from Michael Hauser to Michael Ray in Newport to Larry Gagosian in New York, to modern American quantum control Whitney projects. Adolf Benza's 300 paintings at the Whitney transforms the terms being said are incomplete, and incompleted paintings become now complete in the sensibility that they have had their intent, purpose, and promise. And as promised to Diaz and Lindenfeld and the Florida exposés of Castro, Che Guevara, and history of communism, to corporate oil extortions by Hugo Chavez, and war crimes and tax evasions of corporate and oil spills by British Petroleum in the Gulf, and the new Exxon, civil wars in Siberia, the transformation of the real estate given by Putin, and reforestation, defenestrations caused and principle objectified by Wojtek Erdely and Adolf Benza. And then this transformation has taken the de facto principle away from corporate mafia into objective prefactor, Romus Romani, Christi, principe, Borghese Paulus, capitalization is a process, not a revolution, of American law.